Freestyle wrestling. Freestyle wrestling is often what people mean when they talk about wrestling. It made its Olympic debut in 1904, evolving from catch-as-catch-can wrestling, minus the submissions. In freestyle, wrestlers can attack both legs and the upper body, unlike Greco-Roman, which restricts holds to above the waist. This style quickly spread from U.S. colleges to high schools, cementing its place as a popular sport globally. Greco-Roman Wrestling. Greco-Roman wrestling might feel like wrestling with one arm tied behind your back, focusing strictly on upper body moves. Takedowns are a no-go below the waist. This style traces back 500 years, getting a major boost from a French soldier named Jean Exprayat, who showcased it at local fairs as flat hand wrestling. The name Greco-Roman was later coined by Italian wrestler Basilio Bartoletti, capturing the style's ancient flair. Although it once reigned as the world's top wrestling style, Greco-Roman now shares the Olympic spotlight with freestyle wrestling, continuing its long-standing tradition in the sport. Folkstyle Wrestling. Folkstyle wrestling, commonly recognized as collegiate wrestling in U.S. universities, takes a familiar form to freestyle, but tweaks the rules a bit to keep things interesting. In this style, the point system favors dramatic escapes from the bottom position. Think of it as rewarding a good getaway. Wrestlers can lock hands for takedowns or pins, but not while riding an opponent. A notable champ from the MMA world, Ben Askren, showcased Folkstyle's effectiveness, demonstrating its strategic depth and physical demand on every continent where wrestling mats lay rolled out. Catch wrestling. Catch wrestling, or catch-as-catch-can, originated in 1870 by British sports pioneer J.G. Chambers. This style gained traction as English wrestlers showcased their skills at regional fairs, inventing hooks or submission holds along the way. Catch wrestling made its Olympic debut in 1904, but the no-submission rule modification paved the way for freestyle wrestling's emergence. Influencing martial arts like Sambo and luta livre, this style is renowned for its leg lock system. Today, it remains a force in the grappling world, championed by former UFC world champion Josh Barnett, who stands as the style's most prominent advocate. Mongolian wrestling. Mongolian wrestling, or Bokh, traces its origins back to a 7000 BC cave painting in Mongolia. Deeply embedded in the culture, this style features vibrant traditional events where wrestlers don colorful attire and compete in a dirt circle. The competition is straightforward. Any part of your body other than your feet touches the ground, you lose. Bokh combines elements of Greco-Roman, sumo, and judo. In Siberia, a similar style known as Kurash or Tuvan wrestling exists, with slightly different rules, but similar attire. Kurash. Kurash is a distinctive form of wrestling from Central Asia and Russia, blending elements of judo and sambo, but with unique rules. Wrestlers wear a towel around their waists instead of a gi top, competing on mats in open fields. They begin matches by seizing each other's towels, using them for leverage to execute strategic throws and takedowns. This method emphasizes not just power, but also precision and tactical skill, making Kurash a compelling display of traditional wrestling finesse. Collar and elbow wrestling. Collar and elbow, an Irish jacket wrestling style, has ancient roots dating back to the 2nd millennium BC. Known in Gaelic as Coilear agus Wile, this traditional form involves competitors donned in light jackets, shorts, and boots, fiercely grappling to gain control by gripping each other's jackets. The objective is clear: maneuver into a position to execute decisive takedowns. Collar and elbow remains a celebrated part of Ireland's cultural heritage, featured prominently at the annual Tail Teen Games. It has also influenced regional variants in the UK, including Cornish wrestling, where the aim is similarly to throw the opponent flat on their back. Sambo. Sambo, a robust martial art from Russia, merges judo with various wrestling forms. Developed by Vasily Oshepkov and Viktor Spiridonov, who drew from Eastern European martial arts, this style was refined by their students and the Soviet military. Officially recognized in 1938, Sambo involves combat in a gi top and shorts, emphasizing takedowns and submissions. It also inspired combat Sambo, which includes MMA-like strikes. Today, Sambo stands as one of Russia's premier sports, maintaining its legacy and toughness. Senegalese Wrestling. Senegalese Wrestling, or Lam, is the national sport of Senegal, deeply rooted in the traditions of the Serer people. Originating in the 14th century Kingdom of Sine, this wrestling style has been a cultural staple, showcased in the Netflix documentary series Fight World. Matches are held in a dirt circle and bear similarities to Folkstyle Wrestling. With a notable twist, slaps are permitted to initiate takedowns. Wrestlers aim either to execute a dramatic overhead takedown or to throw their opponent out of the designated area, making each bout not only a test of strength, but also of strategy and skill. Schwingen. Schwingen is a traditional Swiss wrestling style that emerged in the 17th century, primarily among alpine farmers and herders. It became a competitive highlight at local festivals, where participants, dressed in typical farmer attire including collared shirts and Schwingerhosens, wrestling breeches, compete in a dirt circle. The goal is simple: grip your opponent's breeches and throw them to the ground to claim victory. Schwingen combines cultural heritage with rigorous physical challenge, maintaining its popularity as a test of strength and skill. Shuai Jiao. Shuai Jiao is China's ancient jacket wrestling style, predating judo by thousands of years and regarded as the original Chinese form of wrestling. In modern competitions, it resembles a blend of wrestling and judo, where competitors wear light gi jackets, pants, and wrestling shoes. The objective is straightforward: score points through both tosses and takedowns. Shuai Jiao holds a significant place in contemporary Chinese culture, not only practiced widely, but also integrated into military and police training, highlighting its enduring relevance and tactical utility. Scottish Backhold Wrestling. Scottish Backhold Wrestling is a centuries-old sport from Scotland, also found in similar forms in Iceland and Britain. Competitors begin by clasping each other in the ride position, common to freestyle, Greco-Roman, and Folkstyle Wrestling. The goal is simple yet challenging: throw your opponent or break free from their hold. Matches typically unfold in a best-of-5 series, blending physical strength with tactical prowess, and are a celebrated expression of Scottish cultural tradition. Ssireum Wrestling. Ssireum is South Korea's national sport, a traditional wrestling style that originated in the 4th century. Competitors wear shorts and a satba, a belt similar to those in sumo, and start matches in a dirt circle on their knees, gripping each other's satbas. The goal is to force any part of the opponent's body from the knees upward to touch the ground, showcasing a blend of strength and strategy in this ancient and revered sport. Sumo Wrestling. Sumo, a revered Japanese wrestling style, has been integral to Japan's culture for over 1,000 years. Originally a ritual dance for rain, today's matches take place in a dirt ring called a dohyo. Competitors, known as rikishis, wear a loincloth called a mawashi, with silk for high-ranking and black cotton for lower-ranking rikishis. Matches start with ceremonial activities like salt scattering to bless the dohyo. Victory is achieved by grounding the opponent or pushing them out of the ring, using strategies including palm strikes to unbalance the opponent. Turkish Oil Wrestling. Turkish Oil Wrestling, or Yagli Gures, is a respected and traditional sport in Turkey, despite often being humorously regarded in other combat sports circles. Wrestlers compete shirtless in a field, liberally coated in oil, which complicates the challenge of executing takedowns. This added slippery element means that only the strongest and most skilled wrestlers can successfully secure their opponent to the ground. The use of oil not only tests physical strength, but also strategic grappling techniques, making it a distinctive and celebrated aspect of Turkish wrestling culture. Indian wrestling styles. India boasts a rich diversity of wrestling styles, each with unique traditions and techniques. Among them, Gata Gusti features submission moves in Kerala, while Inbwan and Mukna highlight folk styles in Mizoram and Manipur respectively. Kabaddi combines team strategy and wrestling, and Malla Yuddha stands as the ancient precursor to many modern forms. Other notable styles include Malakra, Malyutham, and Pelwani, which is practiced in a dirt circle. Additionally, Vajra Mushti incorporates strikes with knuckle dusters. If you enjoyed this video, then you'll enjoy our rarest martial arts video. Don't forget to subscribe for more.